What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another Copart walk around brought to you by Copart. No, it's not sponsored, but they're allowing us to do this, so technically it's kind of brought to you by Copart. We're going to start off with this Corvette behind me, but first I want to give a big shout out to Yard 18, all the people here, all the forklift drivers, ladies behind the counter, and management, all the people here that allow me to do what I do, and at the Copart corporate office. We certainly appreciate you over here at Auto Auction Rebuilds. And man, I'll take today over yesterday any day. Yesterday it was hot and sweating my just sweating. You know what I mean? Hot yesterday working on that Chevy Cruise. Today it's nice, cool, it's gloomy, it's breezy. Let's jump into this, man. I don't want to waste any of y'all's time. Well, I want to waste some of it because you're watching this video. First, we have it's a Corvette. I don't remember what year it is. We'll have to walk up and take a look at it. Man, it's the right color too. You know what I mean? 81. It's an 81. So I don't remember for sure, but is 81 the first year they started with crossfire injection, or was that 82? Let's take a look and see if this has got crossfire in it. Well, if it did have crossfire, crossfire is long gone. Yep, no crossfire on this. And boy, someone went to town on this thing with silicone. This thing needs quite a bit of work. But and let's be honest here. Underneath the hood of this thing is a hot mess. It's pretty bad. This is, hey, if y'all don't watch Corvette Ben, go check out the Corvette Ben. I think it's the Corvette Ben or Corvette Ben. You got to check this guy out, man. He would have a field day with this. Look at this. Look at there's wires just, look at that. He calls this bubbified. He always unbubbifies his cars. I'll tell you what, I like this intake though. I love that Chevy logo right there. That's real clean. You see this is the later, I don't know for sure if this is the Vortec engine or not, but it's got those center mounted bolts instead of around the side, so it's definitely a newer model engine. And look at the amount of silicone all over this. To me, well, it's not to me, this is an LT1. That's exactly what this is. This is an LT1 V8. It's got the LT1 water pump. It's missing the OptiSpark and obviously the fuel injection, so they took off the intake, put a carburetor, put a distributor in it, and I believe, yeah, it's still got the OptiSpark down there. You probably can't see it, but the OptiSpark is still down there. That's great. That's great. Look at the amount of shims on that sucker. Wow. Yeah, this is nah. I wouldn't be interested in this. This thing's just been it's too bubbified for my taste. The rest of the car though looks pretty dang good. Oh wait, maybe it doesn't. That looks like the back end sitting in the front seat. Oh man, this door is wow. Yeah, she took a hit. Man, this exhaust looks real nice though. Looks like it's got a real nice exhaust system on it. Yeah, this poor thing. Hey, it's fixable though. It really is. This is just if the car was in better shape, I would be interested in it. You know, and I'm not talking about the wreck. I don't care about this fiberglass. This stuff is all replaceable. I don't care so much about that. Just the rest of the car, man. The car itself is just not in good condition. And it looks like the front end may have taken a pretty hard hit, harder than what it appears. Because if you look over here, we've got the fiberglass cracked, and it's completely overlapping the door on this side. Now you can see it took a hit up here, no doubt about that. But I think it took a harder hit than what we're seeing, because the fiberglass is cracked here, it's cracked here, and look at the gap in this door here. This is huge. So what it looks like to me is, because we've got such a wide gap here, I can fit my finger inside of this gap. So what I think is that it shoved the front end over, and we are further out on this side and overlapping on this side, because the front end took the majority of the hit right here and it shoved the whole front end. Basically all the fiberglass is going to need redone on this. It's a lot of work, and the fact that it's bubbified on top of it makes this a no-go for me. But anyway, if you like the old Vet, comment below. I do like the rims. I like the paint color. The rest of the car is horrible. Here's a 2009 Toyota Corolla, and don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get to more realistic rebuildable cars. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how some of these cars get on my list, man. I don't. It's an 09 Corolla. and this is completely not rebuildable. This is not something I would touch. Look at this, man. This thing is wrinkled all the way up here. It may not come out very well on camera, but it's wrinkled all the way up here. So this is done. This is done. I don't know why this is on the list. I really don't. A great parts car, great donor car in my opinion, and you probably get it really cheap. So if you got one that needs some front end parts, you got one that needs a motor or a transmission, any other parts really, you know, from here forward, this thing will be great. It's a great parts car. Let's see if it runs. It's listed as a run and drive. Yeah. Well, big surprise there, it doesn't run. Battery's dead. That's normal. That happens all the time. This is one of those cars that shouldn't go for a whole lot. It's an older Toyota. It's got damage up here too, so, and a cracked windshield. Basically, you're looking at, if you need a motor and a transmission, this might be a good option for you. 116,000 miles. That's not a whole heck of a lot for a Toyota. Everything under the hood looks all right. But again, I don't know why this car is on my list. This is even the bumper. Like, there's literally, I think, maybe only a few panels on this car that could even be used. So we'll move on from this. My bad. All right, now here is one that is legitimately one that I'm considering bidding on as a rebuild for the channel. It's a Ford Fiesta. It's a tiny little car, but it's a 2017. It's only got 15,000 miles on the odometer. And as I tell you guys over and over, and you probably get tired of hearing me say it, but some of the people watching this video are brand new. And I want to make sure that for the new people, they understand why you want to come out here and look at the cars for yourself. Now, I don't always follow my own advice. And when I don't follow my own advice, I am aware of the consequences, and I am prepared, as much as I may not like them, as much as I may complain about them, I am aware of the consequences and the fact that I might lose money. That's okay. For you, if you're not okay with losing money, I don't recommend it. Come out to Copart. Look at these cars yourself. 15,000 miles on the clock. So this is practically a brand new car. That's just tar. So there shouldn't be any real mechanical issues. There shouldn't be any real body issues. The tires still look new. Heck, it's even still got the front bumper, which is no good, but it's got the bumper, and looks like it's got the fog lights. So that'll save you a little money right there. The fog lights will anyway. It looks like the bags are good, so that's good. No replacement of the dashboard necessary. The pre-tensioner on the driver's side is blown. Passenger side, I think, is okay. So really what it comes down to is what's going on with the front end. So I can see the body lines here. They look good. The fender has a slight bend to it. It's hard to see, but there is definitely a slight tweak to this fender right here. I can feel it with my hand. But I think the fender's all right. In fact, that could be made that way. I don't know. We could probably get away with using this fender. The frame rail on this side looks perfectly straight. It doesn't look like anything has been tweaked at all. Crash bar definitely took the brunt of the hit right here. And it looks like we had an impact over here as well. So this frame rail is all right too. This frame rail is straight. Hopefully you can see this. Everything looks straight. It did get a little tweaked up here, but nothing that I would say is so substantial that it would be. In fact, yeah, derp, that's on me. Right there's the bolts where you can remove this front part that bolts to the frame rail. So this is just something you unbolt and literally replace. All the plastics under here are shot. Big surprise there. Boy, we got awful close to that intake manifold, didn't we? Awful close to the intake. All right, this isn't too bad from what I can tell. It looks like it's really just the crash bar. One of these pieces right here, I don't even know what you call that. One of those pieces, the crash bar, this whole, let me see if I can hold this hood up for a minute here. It'll make things a little easier for me. There we go. This whole plastic core support, it's nothing but plastics, man. It's all bolt-on stuff. I like this. I actually like this more than the metal ones. The metal ones, a lot of times, there's welding involved. But it looks like you got to replace this, you got to replace this, you got to replace the plastic core support. I would replace the radiator, the condenser. These parts are so small and so cheap. There's no reason not to just go ahead and replace them, guys. Don't don't cut corners on this. You can see the lower core support here is just gone. There it is over there. So you got to replace all that. I think the air box is broken. It is. You may not be able to see it, but down there the air box is actually broken. So we'll need a new air box. Intake manifold looks like it may be okay. Really have to start it up to try to see how it sounds. But everything under here really looks all right. This doesn't look that bad. I'm surprised it's a total loss. This fender has been removed. It's just half hung on here by one bolt, so less than half hung on here. So this fender is going to need replaced. We do have a ding down here. One is an outward ding, which is interesting. That one's actually pushed out right here. You can see that crease right there. That can be PDR'd. I think this door could be PDR'd. You got a window that needs replaced here, and a fender and a hood, the headlights, bumper and stuff. It's going to cost a little bit of money to put this car back together for sure, but ooh, careful, Randy. Yeah, 15,000 miles on the clock. Ugh, what is that? That's gross. Oh, we do have a bag blown. Look at that. That's weird. The knee bolster's blown. Okay. Everything else seems to be all right, but the knee bolster bag blew. All right, well, aside from the annoying dinging, complaining about the door being open, obviously we have an airbag light there. I'm not really concerned about that. Front end feels good. Look, for a little compact car, I like it. What I don't like is how it seems to take it a while to get into gear. It seems kind of slow going into gear. I don't know if that's normal or not. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. I don't want to. There is a possibility that the radiator broke and it could be dumping trans fluid. We'll come out here and take a look and see if we see anything leaking out from under it. And I don't. And the radiator looks like it's all right. I mean, I'd still replace it anyway, but you can see the radiator's holding coolant. So, 15,000 miles, I wouldn't suspect that there's anything wrong with the transmission on this at all, but it really did seem like it took a long time to go into gear. Now, before I would think about bidding on this, of course, I've got to source parts, and because it's a 17, it's a little bit newer. There's going to be less of them, less parts available from the salvage yards. Sorry. I better get my act together today, man. So we'll definitely want to price everything, figure out what it's going to cost to get the parts that we can see. Oh, score or no? Look at this. We got plastic pieces. Here's the window. You don't have to replace the window. Here's all kinds of plastics, brackets, nuts and bolts. The headlights are probably shot. Yeah, that one's definitely gone. This one, can it be saved? Can this one be saved? No, it's got a crack. No, it's not a crack. It's made that way. It's got some broken tabs that may be fixable. And then again, no, it's cracked back here. So both headlights are just no good. But we got a lot of parts back here, so that's something to take into consideration. I'll save you a little bit of a headache. This is a great little car. I know it's not particularly interesting, but let's just say I'm going to watch this, because if I remember correctly, this car has a buy it now of, I think $2,250. That's a good deal, man. That's a good deal. You should easily be able to put this thing back together. And I don't think it costs you more than $1,800, maybe $2,000 to put it back together. You got yourself a practically brand new car for, what, 5,000 bucks? It's hard to beat that. Moving on. We looked at this one last week. Some of you may remember. This is the 2012 Lincoln MKZ, and I had a lot of you say that you were interested in this one as a rebuild, and it's something I'm still considering. It's like 2,500 bucks. Buy it now. This one's similar to that Fiesta over there. Definitely needs the core support, which is plastic and looks like everything just bolts on. But this one looks like the crash bar is good. everything seems fine. The condenser, the radiator, it's got coolant. It's only got 74,000 miles. It literally looks like it just needs some front end parts. That fender looks good. A little damage here. We're not going to spend much time on this one because we already did it last week. That headlight probably needs replaced. Definitely this core support, at least up here, needs replaced. And I think it's all just one piece. So you got to take all this off. No big deal. And this is the one I got locked in last week. It's got a little dent right here. The door opens from the outside, but something is damaged on the inside here, and you cannot get into it. And this one's also got a dead battery, so we couldn't start. But I have faith that this one would be a pretty easy rebuild. Nothing to it. Nice looking car. Reasonable price. I guess next I got to get on to carpart.com or carparts.com, and see what it would cost for. I wouldn't worry about that fender. Probably replace both headlights, core support, the bumper, grill, and anything else that goes with it. This piece of the crash bar, this insulator pad right here, not the bar, that insulator pad. Did I say bumper already? And it's still got the plastic underneath. The plastic shield is still there. So yeah, this is definitely something I'm considering also. So this is on the list, and I am considering trying to pick this one up this week. Maybe. We'll see, because I got other things I'm interested in too. Here we got a 2014 Mazda 3. I don't know. You know, again, this is why you come out here and look at it in person. You know, in the pictures, it doesn't look so bad, but this car has definitely got a bit of damage. Question is how extensive is it? How far back does it go? Obviously, that fender is shot, but I think this fender apron up here may actually be okay. It looks like it's still intact. Now, up here, this core support is metal. So, but it unbolts right here, and it looks like everything is still pretty much where it belongs here, and anything that's not can be easily tapped out just a little bit. None of this is tweaked excessively. So this is one I think the front end looks worse than it is. You know, this is really kind of like a fender bender. I mean, it really trashed the fender, but the apron looks like it's good. Obviously, the bumper is shot, the headlight is shot, all your plastics up here. Again, everything's going to be shot up here, but there's where the crash bar bolts the frame rail. It's perfectly fine. The crash bar has a couple little nicks on it, but it doesn't look like the crash bar was even damaged. The subframe down here looks like it's a-okay. Down here doesn't look like it took any damage at all. The hood, it's bent up pretty good, so I'd probably just replace the hood versus trying to repair it. I don't know if we can even get under here. I can't get my hand under here hardly. There we go. There we go. Sky Active Technology. All right, so yeah, I was right. The apron over here, the fender apron, looks like it held up. It's intact, and as I said, the core support is broken. The metal pieces, and then you've got some fiberglass pieces under there. That's broken as well. It doesn't look like any serious damage at all. Really surprises me, some of these things that get totaled out. Not really sure why. Maybe it's got high mileage. 50,000. That's not too bad. We got damage back here. Take a look at this. All right, so here we got some more damage. You can see some of this metal down here has been folded in, bent up. But again, this is nothing that looks like it's going to affect the structural integrity of the car. You know, it really looks like something you could just straighten all this stuff right back out. Body seams are fine. None of it's split or cracked. None of the spot welds have been broken. I don't see anything wrong with this. Mainly cosmetic. It needs a bumper. Straighten that stuff back there out a little bit, you'll be fine. Nothing that should affect the safety or reliability of the car at all. We got one blown bag. That's good. That's good. Looks like the seatbelt on this side is good too. It's hard to say though. Sometimes they look good and they're not. You end up having to just run a diagnostic on it. And as long as you got a good diagnostic tool, it'll tell you which ones need to be replaced. Oh yeah, this has been pulled out, so oh yeah, look at this. This thing is locked. You can't even budge it. This will probably have to be cut. It is so tight, I think that's going to have to be cut off. That kind of tells me whoever was driving this wasn't wearing her seatbelt. It's push to start, okay. Well, again, no big surprise there. I was hoping it was going to start for you guys, but she's not. So, looks like we're going to need a seatbelt. No biggie. Front airbag, again, no biggie. Plastics for the front, bumper for the rear. The only question is, can you find, and a hood, and then all the stuff under here. It's easier if you could find the same color. Now, I'm not saying the colors will officially match, but in my opinion, a lot of these are smaller, cheaper cars. They don't have to be perfect. The colors don't have to match perfect. But if you can find the same paint code from these cars at the junkyard, you know, your local junkyard or carparts.com or whatever, you can find the same paint code. You can put these parts on and give it a good detail. I mean, real good detail. Wax polish the works. Compound, wax polish the whole nine. The car will be so damn shiny, the paint's going to look practically the same. And that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's why these are used salvage cars. I think this is a contender. This is not a bad looking car. What do you think of the Mazda 3? I like it. This is not one I'm interested in. This is a 2019 Malibu. And it's not that I think the price is going to go too high for it. I just, this one, I mean, a 2019 with 2,000 miles, this thing was brand spanking new. And for it to be totaled, there's going to be some serious damage, and it's going to cost some serious money to fix. The purchase price isn't what concerns me. It's the cost of repairs that concern me. And I'm not a high roller yet. I'm still balling on a budget, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to keep these things relatively cheap. Although I think this week I am looking to spend around $10,000 or so. I'd say around between $10,000 and $11,000. But I really don't want to put it all into one car. So I'm hoping we can kind of split it up into two different projects. But anyway, 19 Malibu. And she took one heck of a hit to the front, man. One heck of a hit. Now, the good news is it looks like, aside from everything else that got destroyed under here, the core support is tack welded to the frame right here. So this will have to be broken off, then grinded down. All of this would have to be popped off. Most likely it's welded, spot welded onto the apron back here. So a lot of this stuff is going to have to be just cut, grinded, straightened out, and well, no, the frame is tweaked right there. Right there, it got pushed in, so this frame rail is tweaked as well. I don't think it's tweaked beyond the point of repairing this. I think that's completely repairable because of how far out it is. It's not way back here. A lot of the stuff under here looks like it's all right. The subframe, though, this is the core support still. The subframe is over here. The subframe is over here. I can't see under it very well. The subframe, I think, is all right. The subframe may have survived. So this may be something where basically it just needs the whole core support. Then, of course, everything up here, crash bar, all of it. Front bumper, hood, fender, grill, probably the lights. Chances are the lights are no good. Good news is on this side, the body lines look really good until you get to right here. Now, right here is where things are tweaked, but I think that's because of the pressure of the hood. The hood is bent, so you're going to need the new hood, new hinges. This one's going to take a considerable amount of work. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. And on top of that, it got into the engine, man. Yeah, she got into the motor. That's questionable. That's questionable. I mean, I'm sure the motor's fine, but the turbo, the exhaust manifold may be cracked, and again, maybe not. Yeah, she's going to take some work. She's going to take some work for sure. You see how straight everything is over here? And you get over here and everything's just... Yeah, honestly, this car is far beyond my skill set and far beyond what I'm comfortable with taking on. But still, it's a 2,590 mile 2019 Malibu. So this is a run and drive. I guess it doesn't hurt to fire or not. Nope. Oh man, yeah, and we got side air blags. Why? Side air blags blown. Side airbags are blown. Headliner's destroyed. Front bag here is blown. Knee bolster bag is blown. Thank God the dashboard will live to see another day. I'm certain the pre-tensioner is blown on this too. It seems like it's a little loose there. Yeah. Too rich for my blood, folks. But I have no doubt there's somebody out there watching this video that have no problem putting this car back together at all. Here's one that truthfully I'm just not interested in, although I think this would be a fairly easy fix. This is a buy it now for like 450 bucks. It's a 2000 Nissan Maxima. Got a lot of miles, 189,000 miles on it. But overall, the car doesn't look bad. Mismatched tires, never a good sign. It's not particularly clean. Looks like it's spent the majority of its life outdoors as the clear coat is just baking off of the car. Overall though, not too bad. Not too bad. And if I'm not mistaken, this is still a timing belt engine. I think Nissan was still using their timing belt V6. Ooh, the car smells really bad. I don't know what that stench is, but oh wow, the door. Ooh. Oh man, can you smell that? Oh man, some of these cars I wish y'all could smell, because it's rough. It's real rough. All right, so here we are, the power plant, and no, that doesn't look like the timing belt motor, is it? Timing chain? Surely not. I'm certain this is a timing belt motor, and I'm probably wrong, I guess, because this looks like a timing chain engine to me. Yeah, I don't know. You guys have to comment below. 2000 Maxima, is it timing chain or timing belt? I was certain this was a timing belt motor. All right, so obviously it took one decent high-end front-end collision. I actually kind of like the high-end collisions. They're usually pretty easy to fix. Obviously, the hood is trashed. I would replace the hinges. Anytime the hood is damaged like this, just replace the hinges. This upper support here is shot, and it's going to be, it's tack welded. I can see, or spot welded. I can see the spot welds right there. Thanks to Mike, I know how to do that now. You take off this fender, take off all the crap on top, right? Take all this off. The good news is everything else on this car should be fine. Replace the bumper. The headlights are still good. They don't look like they broke. Well, never mind. Okay, this is a pull apart special, man. So get you two headlights. Get you this upper part of the core support right here. Get you the front bumper. Radiator and condenser probably need to be replaced at least. Actually, the radiator looks fine. The condenser's shot. The radiator looks good, so get you a condenser, get you your hood latch right here, because this is probably shot. I wouldn't even try reusing that. Get you this upper piece, just drill out the spot welds, and this one would be easy. Even I would be willing to try to spot weld that back on. Yeah, that's another thing, welding. A certain really cool company out there that's really helping out my channel is talking about hooking me up with a welder. So I got to learn how to paint, and I got to learn how to weld. These are things that are coming. And this would be a great car to practice on because it's cheap. They're good cars, generally speaking. The Nissan Maxima is a really good car. And this upper core support should not be that hard to change out. You know, buy one off eBay or something. Knock out those spot welds, pop this piece off, put the new one on. I mean, it sounds like it's that simple, right? I wonder if it runs. It should. It says it's a run and drive. I don't want to sit in this car though, man. This is something that has to, it's got power too. The lights on the doors on. I wonder why it smells so bad. God, I don't even want to get this on my clothes, and I'm in my work clothes today. Oh yeah. Yeah. No check engine light, no airbag light. Brakes feel solid. Straight into reverse, straight into drive. See, does the air work? Do you guys think the condenser blew? Let's find out. Don't hear the air conditioning. Yeah, I'm gonna say it probably blew the condenser. No surprise there. I was fully expecting that. The car is filthy on the interior. I mean, it needs a serious detail, but the steering feels all right. That window works, and that's really the most important thing. I don't care about the other windows. All that really matters is the driver window works, the heat and the air conditioning works. Air conditioning is something I think we could take care of pretty easily. It's running smooth. Where's the exhaust pipe on this thing? There she is. I can feel it. Oh, nice and smooth. The tires are good enough to sell it. I'm honestly surprised nobody's bought this yet. This looks like a pretty easy fix. I mean, you're probably talking about, I don't know, $30, $40 each for the headlights, about $80, probably $50 or $60 for the bumper. So $130. The grill should come with the bumper, but if not, like $150. And then how much could this upper core support here be, you know, and the condenser? These are just cheap pieces of metal. Now, I really think this car is probably completely fixable, and I'm talking about new Freon and everything, for, I'd say, $400. Assuming, of course, you can find the same color parts, which maybe you can, maybe not. I think this is a pretty common color for the Maxima. The hood, another $50. So yeah, I would say somewhere around $400, and I think you could rebuild this car. Buy it now price of like $450. It's talking about $850 plus fees, maybe $1,100, $1,200 into this car to have it put back together. And this thing really does run good. It runs very well. I mean, you don't know how it drives, but it runs well. I'd say you could easily sell this car for $1,800. Easily. You'd probably get more out of it. I tend to price cars low. That's just me. I do have a tendency to price cars rather low. I like to sell them quickly. I also like to give people a good deal. I like to feel like I can make a little money on it, and I like to feel like the people that bought the car were able to save some money. It's a win for me. It's a win for the customer. It's a way to get a good reputation built up. And there's nothing wrong with not charging as much as you can. Of course, everybody out there is going to say they're in the business to make money, and that's fine. But thanks to you guys on YouTube, it makes it possible for me to make enough money off the video content that I can really sell the cars cheaper and give people a better deal and feel good about what I'm selling. And that means the world to me. Like, that's the whole point of doing this. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Let's get out of here. Here we got a 2013 Mercedes-Benz S550. I love these cars. I do. I'm truly surprised it's totaled because it doesn't look that bad. But, you know, Mercedes parts are expensive, you know. No doubt about that. Nobody's going to argue that point. You can see lots of broken stuff down here. Looks like we have right down there some kind of a coolant auxiliary pump, and it is slightly leaking. So that was apparently damaged. The crash bar I can see clearly was damaged. The headlight was damaged. The fender is totally bent out. The hood's got some damage, but I think the hood's fixable. Oh, no. The hood is actually wrinkled up here. Yeah, there's a little more damage. And don't you love these airbags that are designed to break and smash the windshield so that you have to replace these? This is probably a heated windshield. Probably it's got the rain sensors, I'm sure. So this is going to be a very expensive windshield right here. But still, it's a beautiful car nonetheless, isn't it? I mean, I guess opinions vary, but I think it is. Ugh. Oh, I love it. I do. I love it. Money pits, though. Money pits. These things will bury you alive. These cars will bankrupt you, man. They will, if you let them. If you let them. Yeah, that sucks. Dashboard's got to be replaced over a stupid airbag. That, in my opinion, is dumb. The wheels don't work. My goodness. Well, 52,000 miles and she's not running very well. There it goes. It's running better. This is not bad. Not bad at all. I like it. I do. I like this car. Look at that. Classy. Let's see what's under the hood. Isn't this a thing of beauty right here? Oh man, I'm sorry, but Did I say that I love this car? Because I really love this car. 4.7 liter twin turbo. Look at the ingenuity here. Look, this is art. All right, look at these charge pipes. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, I'm sorry folks, gorgeous, gorgeous. It shouldn't even be driven. It should be a sculpture in a museum. I may be going a little far with it, but I really do love my Benz. I really do. Something popped when I closed the hood. Literally, it went psst. Something popped. Okay. I didn't do anything but close the hood. I did nothing to it but close the hood. I don't know. We're going to move on now. I know. We looked at this one last week. A 98 Porsche, or Porsche, however you want to say it. I don't care. I call it a Porsche. It's a Boxster. Man, Now, when I showed this last week, a lot of you commented this is like the worst Porsche ever made. It's a horrible car. Don't buy it. I'm going to regret it. It's junk. And, you know, hey, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I did run a Carfax on it. Carfax looks pretty decent. Yeah, somebody put some, what are these? PS1 wheels? BS1? I don't know. BSAM or BSA Motorsports. Those are the rims. The tires are Nexen. So I don't know. That doesn't sound like a name brand to me, but I could be wrong. It looks like the rotors are pretty rusty. It's been sitting a while. So obviously it's going to need a door. It's going to need a mirror. The glass is still good though. This fender is toast, man. I mean, this fender is just completely obliterated here. The bumper, I think, is salvageable. It's still got a little clip here. And the screw, the tab for it. So I think, although the bumper isn't perfect, and we'll probably need to do a little repair on this right here, I think we could do some plasti welding or just some epoxy or something to hold this together. I'm not going to replace a whole bumper over this. What do we got going on up here? We got a radiator, just like Sam Crack's 911. Looks like we got a radiator up here. The radiator looks like it's okay. It doesn't look like the radiator took any damage other than just a little piece of insulation or something around it. Radiator looks like it's probably all right. So over here is where the headlight mounts, and this is the area I'm most concerned about. Obviously, all of this is all broken. None of this is usable. Looks like this, it's like a tray right here that holds, geez, pieces are just falling off of this thing left and right. This tray right here is where the headlight would sit, and you can see it's all bent out of shape down here. It's bent up pretty good. Now, I think a lot of this could probably be straightened out good enough to mount the headlight, mount the new fender and everything back on here. I don't know. And if not, I'm wondering where this mounts. Is it spot welded somewhere up under here? I'm thinking it is. And if necessary, we could just pop that off and replace it. This used to go to the radiator underneath, but it looks like it's been tweaked and bent out of place, so that's going to have to be looked at. All of this basically just needs to come back up and be straightened out. It's not a deal breaker for me at all. It's also going to need a hood. This hood has been tweaked, and most likely the hood hinges are probably tweaked as well. It's listed as a no start. Now, this is one that I've already priced parts for, and the prices really aren't that bad. The hood, or frunk, whatever you want to call it, is, I can't remember if it was 100 or 200 bucks for this. And truthfully, I don't know if I could fix it, but I have no doubt Mike could straighten all that out. It'll look brand spanking new, but I'm not gonna mess with that. We'll just end up replacing it. That's what it comes down to. The fender is folded over up here, but it looks like underneath, it looks like everything under here is still okay. All the metal and stuff under here is all right. I don't know what we got in here. Was this the battery? We got a battery. It's got some kind of a plug on it. I don't know what the heck that goes to. That's strange. If any of you know what this plug is for, let me know. We're definitely going to have something going on down here. I wish I knew more about this car, and I wish I could see more going on down here to figure out like what all of this is that's broken. Man, this would be a great time to have a parts car, wouldn't it? I'm going to assume, and I shouldn't, but I'm assuming that this part is actually not spot welded under here. Actually, it's spot welded right here. That's easy enough, but it almost looks like it's mounted where these two bolts are. So that may be something we just pop out and replace. Then again, it may be spot welded. It's really hard to say. Automotive emergency kit. Oh, a battery tender is what they had hooked up to it. You got some detail stuff, bags of polish and touch-up paint, turtle wax, glass cleaner, all kinds of stuff. And I wonder if the paint code is under here. Is that it, the L741? I don't know. This one is a little sketchy. It really is, because it doesn't come with a key. It's listed as a no start because of no key. We really don't know how bad any damage is under here at all until we buy it and take everything off. But the good news is, though, it's not a huge risk as far as, geez, open up. It's not a huge risk because, I mean, the bite now is only $2,500, so it's not something like if we bought it and we can't fix it, it's like, oh my God, we're going to lose. That's the thing. That's where I'm at financially right now is, you know, I got about $10,000 that I can spend on this stuff, but I mean, obviously I don't want to just throw money away. That's not a good idea. But, you know, if we spend a little bit on something like this and it turns out that it's not going to work for us, well, I mean, it's not like I'm going to go bankrupt over it. Looks like it's full of oil, so that's good, and the oil looks good. Engine is fitted with electronic octane knock control. Porsche something. I don't know how to read that. Exclusively recommends Mobile One. All right, so I got my wire stuck here. I don't know, guys. This is one that I'm thinking about. It's starting to rain now. This is one I'm actually very serious about. Very serious about it. And I know that it could really go either way very easily. And I also know that this is it's not a highly sought after Porsche, and it's probably not something that's going to sell quickly. But, you know, I've looked around and I found rebuilt ones in my area with similar mileage, and they're on Craigslist for around $6,000, $6,500. So $2,500, and you're looking at the key for this. Is there no glove box up here? There's not. Interesting. The key for this, assuming we can't find it in the car, and it doesn't look like we're going to, the key for this runs $500 from the dealer. A little over 500 actually. I think it was $560 for the key. So I mean, that's the first thing before you even do anything. You know, $2,500 plus fees. You're probably looking at about $3,200 out the door, and then $500 for a key. Call it $6,000. You know, now you're pushing $4,000, and in the parts around $600. Yeah, you know, you're getting to a point where it's as far as worrying about making a profit on it, considering all the labor that's got to go into replacing the door, the fender, most likely paint work, because I doubt we're going to find one. The only one I found on carparts.com was a silver one. So that's going to need the fender painted, the door painted, so you're going to have paint materials and lots of time and labor. In fact, the more I think about it, the more I think maybe this one just isn't worth it. As much as I like it, as much as I'd like to get it. Everything lights up though. Looks like the battery's good, 110,000 miles. And I'm certain this car was probably running and driving just fine before the accident. So, I don't know. Comment. What do you guys think? Is it worth the risk? Or do you guys think we should pass on it? Well, by the time you see this video, it'll probably already be done anyway. So, one way or another, we'll either have it or we won't. But anyway, comment below, tell me what you think. But if I do buy it, don't get mad at me for not listening to you guys, because chances are by the time this video was released, I had already made my decision and bought it anyway. All right, moving on. All right, sorry I went on a bit of a spiel over that Porsche, man. I'm really digging that car. Yeah. Anyway, 2018 Chevy Silverado. It's a Texas edition. It really is a beautiful truck, truly. I love the way this hood, I mean, I love this hood, and I also hate it. You can see where water pools up right here, so that kind of sucks. Maybe they could have thought that out a little better. It looks like it comes down then it comes up, and then it comes back down again. So it kind of gets confusing, and you can see the water got confused as well. But aside from that part of the hood, I think it's a really good looking truck. As far as being a rebuilder, not for this channel, not for this channel. Look, I know I hear so many folks out there comment. I see your comments. I read them all. I try to respond to them when I can. I see a lot of comments. There's people out there doing major things, crazy things, awesome things. And they're the same channels I watch, guys. Believe it or not, you and me, we watch the same channels. And I look at what I'm doing, and it's like, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I'm not doing near the things these guys are doing. But that's okay. You know, I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll never be there, and that's okay too. The point is, I enjoy doing what I do. May not be any major rebuilds, but I enjoy the hunt, man. The thrill of the catch. I love going out here and finding these things and recording them and looking at them and buying them and then seeing what they need, doing what needs to be done, and then selling them. That's what I love. And if this job, believe it or not, YouTube is a job. If YouTube ever becomes a job that I hate, that I don't like doing, I'm not going to do it anymore. I would rather go back to doing this as a hobby, which is what I've always done before I decided to start sharing it with you guys. It's always been a hobby of mine. I'm not a professional car builder. It's just something I enjoy doing. And apparently you guys enjoy watching it because you're still here and you're still supporting me. And I want to give a big shout out to all you subscribers and a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys allowing me to do what I do. There's a few haters out there, to be expected. That's all right. We can deal with them just fine. Let's hear this thing run. Oh, shoot. Oh, good music. All right. It's a start. She ain't happy about it, so I'm not going to let it run. I think we got a kinked exhaust back there. I'm pretty certain we got a kinked exhaust back here somewhere. And she didn't sound none too happy about running. Obviously not a driver. This ain't for me. But it's still a beautiful truck, aside from the whole back end, that I know can be fixed. Mike had told me about sectioning frames. He said he doesn't recommend it. He said you should really replace the whole frame, but if you don't know who Mike is, check out Weird Beard on YouTube. Please go over to Weird Beard and check him out. And while you're at it, go over to my Instagram, Auto Auction Rebuilds, and click that follow button, man. Follow me over on Instagram. You're going to see stuff on there days before you're ever going to see it here. But Mike said that a lot of people will actually section these frames. Like, you got the whole back end of this truck is just, it's trashed. They'll chop the frame somewhere over here. They'll weld the rest of the frame back on, put another bed and everything back on it. Call it a day. He said he doesn't recommend it. He said you should really just do a full frame. And when you look at this side, it's more than just a frame, man. Your cab corner is just, it's shot. The rocker panel shot. Doors, like, this thing's just, these are parts of other cars back here. This does not go to this truck. Neither does this. In fact, 99.9% of the parts back here do not belong to this truck. All right, let's look at something else. Here's a 2013 Chevy Sonic that I thought was worth looking at. Now I'm not so sure. 74,000 miles, 75,000, call it, on the clock. It's got some dings and dents around the body to be expected. Nobody takes care of these Sonics, man. These Sonics are treated just horribly. This is the turbo, so it's got the little 1.4, the same motor I've got in my Chevy. I don't have a Sonic. My Chevy Cruise. Dang. Now we got some interesting dings all across here. I don't know how well that even comes out on camera. There we go. There we go. You see those dings? It's all the way back here, man. I don't think I'd worry about that too much if we were to put this back together. This car has been painted, I think. I don't think this is factory right here. What do you guys think? Does that look factory to you? Does that look like overspray from when somebody painted this thing from a previous accident? So this car is I don't know what happened to it, man. I'm guessing they ran straight up under something, maybe a fence post. I don't know. But it took the windshield out. I mean, straight up took the windshield out. Now, this is a run and drive, so obviously you need a windshield, bumper, headlights, grille, fender, hood, mirror cap, probably the whole mirror. The condenser looks like it took a hit down here. I would replace that because I'm pretty certain it probably blew out. Then you got a piece of wood. I'm not going to try to pull it. I'm not going to damage anything. It's not my car. But obviously, you got a piece of wood. Looks like someone staked the damn thing. The intercooler looks blown. It may not be. It may not be, but I'm pretty certain with that damage down there, the intercooler's got one heck of a leak. So condenser, intercooler, and that's before we even get under the hood and see what's going on down here. Looks like all the metal is good. All the metal is straight. So that makes things a little bit easier. Everything under here looks pretty decent. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everything under here looks all right. The belt is still on there, although it looks like I can't tell if the intercooler is touching the belt or not. I think something down here has been pushed in. Oh yeah, it's not sitting on its mount anymore. The radiator's not sitting on the course board anymore. It got knocked off. All right, like I said, I'm not screwing with it. But this is a reasonable repair. This isn't too bad. Like I said, I wouldn't worry about any of the dings and stuff. Nobody's going to care about any of that. The interior is actually pretty clean. It smells good. There's no bags blown. That windshield, though, my God. It's got the touch screen, too. This is going to need one hell of a cleaning, get all this glass out of here. That's going to be a hell of a job. Well, she fired right up. I'm going to see if the air conditioning works. I'm certain it doesn't. Not that it matters. We'd end up replacing the condenser anyway, but to me, it's always interesting to see if the AC works. I don't know why, guys. I'm weird like that. AC does not work. But it runs good. Reverse is good. Drive is good. And we always check this window. That window works. All right. This could be a good one. I think this could potentially be a decent flip car. Doesn't look like it really needs a whole lot. I mean, kind of makes it a boring build, I guess, if you can even call this a build. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I like it. It's a contender. It's on the table. This is one I think we could do relatively quickly, aside from painting. But hopefully, if we're lucky, we could find the body panels that already match this color, unless this is an aftermarket paint job. And if that's the case, then the OEM color parts may not match perfectly. But again, that's fine. We got Primewell tires on the front. What do we got on the back here? Are they Primewells as well? We got no. So they're Primewell. They're Primewell, my bad. And drums, just like the damn Cruise. Drum brakes on this new car, it's ridiculous. All right, comment below, tell me what you think of the Chevy Sonic Turbo. Here's a 2009 Cadillac CTS, and this is one that honestly looked a lot better in the pictures, in my opinion, from my perspective anyway. It looked better in the pictures than it does in reality. So this is not one that I would be interested in. It's it's not good, man. It's not good. I mean, it looks like it's mostly just plastics and stuff, but yeah, I'm just not interested in this at all. But I'll go ahead and show it to you anyway. Obviously, the bumper's shot, the hood is done, the headlight's done. It's an 09, so I mean, it's not well, I want to say it's not old, but yeah, it's old. It's a 2009. It's old. I can't get my damn, there we go, tight fit. It's also the V6. It's going to be the 3.6 liter, I believe. I mean, it's an all-right motor, but they're just notorious for timing chain problems, and honestly, the wreck doesn't look that bad. It really doesn't, but the car itself is what I'm trying to say. It looks in worse shape than what I thought it was. And another thing, I didn't see this in the pictures either. Like, this whole car looks like it was sideswiped. I don't know what all this is. I don't know if this will come off. That's not coming off. That's a giant scratch running down there. Lots of transfer and damage to to the side of the car, and that is something I did not see in the pictures, and it extends all the way back here. Even the tail lights got it on it. Lots of scratches back here too. I mean, the car just overall, this thing's just in bad shape. It's in real bad shape. Look at all the damage over here. This is some pretty serious scratching, and all down both sides. And it looks like the sunroof is stuck. It doesn't look like it's closed all the way. It's starting to rain. It's got 150,000 miles on it. Whoever was in this went through a field or something, because there is just mud everywhere. We'll see if it'll fire up. Oh, look at that screen. That is kind of cool. Hold on. Oh, okay, that's pimping right there. That's pimping right there. Okay. All right, I like it. I do. How do we turn the damn radio off? How do we... Off. Power off. Volume off. There we go. Well, I mean, it doesn't have any check engine lights. Brakes feel good. Goes into reverse. Oh, check that out. I didn't know that. Look at that backup camera. How about that? That's different. That's interesting. I mean, she goes right into gear. No warning lights other than the tire. The car is fixable, but I mean, you know what I mean. I don't think this is. Oh, that's the panoramic roof right there. Seems to work. It runs great. It really does. I actually kind of like it. I do. Come on now. The damn door's trying... The door's trying to smash my leg. Alright, the sunroof is closed now, so... Yeah, just... There's so much... I mean, if you don't mind repainting the whole car, I think that's what it would come down to. You know, do some body work and just put a repaint on this thing. It'd probably look alright. It's something that maybe we'll think about. You guys comment below. I just don't feel particularly interested in the 09 CTS. Although, honestly, with a hood and a front bumper and new headlights and a fender, a new windshield, and a new paint job, honestly, it'd be a very nice looking car. So it's something I'm considering, but it's not really on my radar. Moving on. All right, this is one that honestly took me a minute to really decide if I even wanted to show you guys. This is a pretty bad biohazard, folks. So I'm going to warn you right now. This may be one you don't want your kids watching, and you may want to just skip past this. I'm pretty sure someone did not survive this, but I felt like I should show you anyway. This one is just, it kind of made me a little sick to my stomach seeing it. This is full of bullet holes. Full of bullet holes, man. Everywhere. Full of bullet holes. And we'll go around to the other side real quick. The windows are all shot out. There's glass back here from the windows being shot out. The majority of the bullet holes appear to be on this side of the vehicle. There's the police stickers where they measure the size. Lots of bullet holes. Lots of them. I mean, this isn't something where someone was shooting to scare somebody off. This is something where somebody was shooting to kill. You know, they fully intended to kill. Oh God, I didn't even see this. This is no joke. Like I said, I warned you to stay away. Don't look if you're squeamish. There's material, matter. You know, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm keeping my camera and everything back from this, but there's material all over this truck. The screen has been shot. There's matter, and you guys know what I'm talking about, all over the ceiling, splattered everywhere. Like I said, this was definitely meant to kill. There was no just blood pooled everywhere. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. This has got me sick to my stomach. It really does. I've never seen anything like this before, aside from television. Yeah, this is where your head would be, and there's material underneath and all over. Obviously, look, bullet holes through the steering wheel, guys. I don't know if you could see that, but the bullet went through the steering wheel in 2 places. And there is literally just material matter all over the dashboard, the roof, everywhere. There's a piece right there, bullet hole right there. My God. This I'm not even featuring this. This isn't like going to be the featured content of the video. I just literally came across it, didn't realize it was going to be that bad. But, you know, it's scary. You don't know the situation either. You know, we don't know. It could have been thugs. It could have been gangbangers. It could have been road rage. You know, I don't know what it was, but I'll tell you what. Right now, seeing this, it's a huge shock to my system. You don't get any more real than this right here. And I don't think whoever was in here came out okay. I don't. I'm fairly certain whoever was in this did not survive. And that gets you thinking, man. Somebody cuts you off, you get pissed. You know, and again, I'm not saying this why I don't know the situation. I'm not even pretending to know, but what it makes me think of is all the times people cut me off and it gets me angry, or anytime someone tailgates me and I might brake check them. You know, you don't know what somebody's going to do, man. This looks like it's extreme to be some kind of a road rage thing, but you just don't know. People are crazy out here. People are crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful. Be safe out there driving. And maybe think about it. You know, maybe next time someone brake checks you or cuts you off, maybe just think about this. You know, maybe it's just not worth it. That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know the situation of the truck or the incident surrounding it. I don't know, but that's what it makes me think of. Is maybe I need to tone it down a notch. Let's move on. All right, so let's move on to some happier things, because that last one's just, it's got me in a real. I'm not feeling real good about that right now. You know, I'm not good with that kind of stuff, man. So we're going to try to move on from that. Here is a 2007 Lincoln MKZ, and honestly, I don't even know what's wrong with it. I was wondering if the body parts on this would fit the 2012, but I'm thinking from 07 to 2012, probably a completely different car. Honestly, I would have to go back and look at the other one, but I'm certain this is going to be a completely different vehicle from what we just saw. So far, I don't see any real damage to it. Looks like maybe some suspension damage on the front end, possibly. Yeah, we got the tire and rim there, so that's good. That'll give us a better idea as to what happened if it's damaged. The suspension may be slightly tweaked down. Maybe not. Looks like this wheel is turned just ever so slightly to the right. Let's see if we can get the GoPro up under here. It doesn't look like it's leaking anything. Can you guys see? I can't see, but can you guys see under there? See any suspension damage? I can't see. Oh. I think there's a hole in the block, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I think we know what's wrong. Or wait. No? This says it's a run and drive. This says it's a run and drive. Am I wrong? I can't see under there. So I'm relying on this tiny screen on the GoPro to tell me what I'm looking at. And honestly, I can't tell, but it says it runs and drives. We got power. And I don't see any oil pouring out of it. Well, it's running. Wait, the oil light's not going off. Okay, let's... So maybe that was a hole in the engine? I don't know. I mean, she fired right up. It wasn't knocking or anything. Oh, great. Let me prop this hood. We will check the oil. Looks like it's been sitting a while. It's severely low. I can't tell if that was a hole in the block or not. Let's get back under here and take another look. It doesn't look like anything's leaking. That's what's got me confused here. I can't see, but that's... The oil pan's definitely broken. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Damn. It probably shouldn't be listed as a run and drive, to be honest with you. But, I mean, hey, it does run. And I'm sure it'll move. That could be fixed with just an oil pan, though. I mean, it doesn't sound like the engine sustained any damage. So, I don't know how much this one is up to. It's got quite a bit of miles on it. It doesn't look too bad, though. It needs a good cleaning. And that tire, maybe there's no suspension damage. Maybe this thing had just been sitting for so long that the tire went flat. And they just had to put the spare on. I mean, somebody definitely did something to the oil pan. There's no doubt about that. Oh, no. No, this tire. No, she took a beating. Yeah. I think I'd probably just stay away from this one. Although I think it's fixable. I think it's totally fixable with an oil pan and another tire. Probably one heck of an alignment. The wheels look like they're pointing the right direction, too. Slightly to the right. The steering wheel is pointed slightly to the right, so it's probably all right. This might make somebody a decent little builder. We'll keep our eye on it, but again, it's not something I'm overly interested in. Here's a 2007 Chevy Cobalt. We're going to have to speed this along because it is really starting to, the rain is starting to pick up now. It's now at a fine mist, and I don't want it to start pouring down on me. This car, this is not one to fix, honestly. This car is not worth fixing. I didn't know it had this damage on the side. You can see it's been damaged before. Look at the amount of Bondo on this thing. A lot of Bondo back here, and when it was wrecked, it shattered that whole Bondo thing. So this car is perfectly drivable the way it is. I don't see any reason why you couldn't drive it. It needs some tires for sure. It's not pretty, but this is a car that you could sell. Someone will buy this. What's going on here? Oh, wow. Okay. So it appears that door, I'm just going to say it now. This car is probably, I think it's just, it's in horrible condition. I don't think this thing is even at $300, I'm not sure this would be a good buy. The windshield is shattered everywhere. The windshield needs replaced. The tires are bad. They need replaced. It's wrecked. And it's just not a car that's whew, my God. Nah. Hey, you can see a car just like this on Lucky's Wheels and Deals on YouTube. Go check him out. He's local Oklahoma City. You see, he cleans his stuff up, man. He takes these cars nasty like this, and he basically just pours water all over it, cleaning material, and he scrubs the hell out of it, makes them clean. I'm not interested in this one. It's the battery's dead anyway. Yeah, I got no interest in this. None at all. Moving on. Here's a 2017 Chevy Sierra Z71 4x4. This is the K series. K for 4x4, C is for two-wheel drive. 51,000 miles on the clock. Got some damage up front. Got some stuff here in the back. Comes with it, free of charge. My fiance has been on me to get a Z71 for so long, it's ridiculous. She's heard this country song, and the words part of the song is Z71 like a Cadillac or something. And ever since she's heard that song, she's been on me. We need to get a Z71. I'm like, we don't need a Z71. This is like luxury. luxury truck. We don't need a luxury truck. So the truck actually looks pretty good, and it should. I mean, it's a 17. Side bags blown, headliners destroyed, as usual. It still smells pretty good. This is a start, but not a drive, and I'm going to assume that's got something to do with this front end damage over here. What do you think? This wheel is shoved back into the wheel well here. It is turned pretty good to the left. And which direction is this wheel turned? Oh, this wheel is turned to the right. Oh, yeah, she's not going to move. Not happily, anyway. I guarantee you could make it move. It's not going to move happily. It took a pretty good crunch up here. I mean, this is an expensive truck, though. I'm really surprised that it's salvaged over this, so there must be something we're just not seeing. You can see the overlap in the door panel here. Obviously, the gaps up here are shot because of the fender. Take a look at the inside. It looks nice. It does say it starts, so let's put the key in. Yeah, 2017, and it still has a key. How about that? Oh, and it's dead. Well, shucks. Wireless charging. How about that? Nice. Can we pop the hood? Well, where's the dang hood release at? There she is. Looks like it's already popped. See if we can even open the hood on this. It may be stuck. No, it looks like we may be able to get to it. There we go. All right. What are we working with under here? 5.3 liter. Very common engine. Very, very common. All right, so this fender is toast, which you could see that from just looking at the outside. What is wrong with this thing? Is there frame damage or something that I'm not seeing? There's gotta be frame damage we just can't see. And they've got it covered up so well you can't really see anything through here. But here's the hook that should attach right to the frame, and it looks fine. Very interesting. It's got these flaps under here that open and close to help the truck heat up faster, or in extreme cold temperatures they'll close up to help keep the truck warm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm confused about this one. There's just got to be something down here that I'm not seeing, and the truth is I don't have money to buy this anyway, so it's still a good truck to look at. Maybe you guys can comment, some of you body people out there, and tell me why you think this thing's totaled, because it doesn't look like it should have been totaled to me. Comment below. Tell me what you think. How about a 2017 Dodge Challenger? Now I'm certain this one's going to be a V6. I haven't looked yet, and I haven't even checked out the damage yet, but it's on my list. So, yeah, of course, V6. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with a V6, but I'd prefer a Hemi. Wouldn't you? But I'm not gonna lie, I drive the V6 all day long. So you got some paint here. So obviously this is damaged. And man, these people really did their job. You got some look at this slight damage right here. This I guarantee didn't even break the condenser, but they circled it anyway. Like, I would not replace this. I'm sorry. And I would not replace this either. I'm sorry. No. I ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it. The frame rail looks straight. Everything looks good here. The crash bar has been bent and pushed around it, which is fine. You can replace the crash bar, no big deal. I'm really shocked this is totaled. A slight imperfection in the fender. Oh, that came off. Better not do that. Slight imperfection in the fender there that I wouldn't worry about. Some damage here that, again, I wouldn't worry about. We got some scratches up here that I wouldn't worry about. Oh, here's the damage. Okay. Yeah. See, I really do this like raw and live with you guys, man, because I thought they totaled it over the front clip, you know, just the front bumper basically, and I was like, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't worry about none of that neither. Wouldn't worry about none of that neither. But back here, well, that's a different story. That's yeah, that's problematic. That's not okay. Well, dang. Heck, I thought this might be one for us, boys and girls. I really did. I was like, heck, that's nothing. 14,000 miles too? Well, there's a lot of the parts right there. Heck, you may be able to reuse that front bumper. I don't know. Can't see it. Oh well. Such is my luck, man. Such is my luck. Moving on. And here's a 2013 Ford Focus, and this is one I'm actually interested in purchasing because you don't really know what's wrong with it. Other than what you can see, obviously. This is listed as a vandalism. It's listed as a start. So it supposedly doesn't drive. We'll have to take a closer look and try to figure out why that is. It's low mileage. What's it got on it? 50,000? It's a police impound, it's a theft recovery, and it's a vandalism. So this poor car has had a lot. Oh, it's only got 35,000 miles on it. She was not treated well. Not at all. We've got all kinds of weird dings. I don't even see anything there. Oh yeah, I can feel it. I can feel the dings. The door, that took one heck of a hit right there. Some scrapes, some other dings. Honestly, this is one of those cars, if we could make it drive, I would not fix any of this. You don't fix this. It's not worth it. There's no need to fix it. It's a cheap car. I don't want to say disposable, but it's a cheap car. Here it looks like blood. Surely not. Yeah, surely that's not blood. This thing be listed as a biohazard, right? It's just soda pop, I think. We're just gonna say it's soda. Okay, it's listed as a run and not drive. Now, there's a good possibility that it really doesn't drive, but then there's also the possibility that it was listed incorrectly. I've come across that before. Interesting. Is the battery dead, or? Yeah, she's dead. That's what it is. Battery's dead. Well, that sucks, because I'm curious to know what's wrong with it. 35,000 miles is confirmed by the odometer here. I was really hoping that we could hear this run, because I am actually very interested in this. Just because I can't help but wonder, like, what happened to it? Why doesn't it drive? Okay, so we're not going to get any more information out of the car. So next step is to try to figure out what's going on under the hood. It's not a great looking car, but it's definitely sellable if it went cheap enough. And I can't remember, this one may actually be the one that was $2,500 from the insurance company. I honestly can't remember. And where is the damn hood release on this thing? There she is. Okay. Wow, that's 35,000 miles. My God, that is disgusting. Oops. Sorry, guys. I about dropped you and the hood at the same time. Okay. First, we'll start by checking the oil. The oil looks good. The oil looks nice. The coolant is good, so we know it's got coolant. We know it's got oil. Battery is corroded like a mug. Believe it or not, you may look at this and think, oh, it's just a little corrosion. No, it's corrosion. It's actually leaking. The battery is expanding, it's swollen, and it's leaking. A bad battery can cause one of these cars to not drive. True story. Can cause it to act like a bad transmission, when in reality, it's just not getting the proper voltage and the proper current to the transmission or to the motor. It can absolutely cause problems. And that corrosion and acid is leaking down. You can see it's corroding wires underneath this battery tray. It could have corroded and destroyed something on the transmission. It just needs to have the wire harness replaced. Unfortunately, I was hoping we would see a transmission dipstick, and I knew we wouldn't. But I can't help but hope. I see no dipstick. That's the first thing I like to do, is check the dipstick and see what's going on. So next, we're going to have to old school it and get on the ground here. Take a look under. Oh, okay, it's got a big... Oh, well, there's why it doesn't drive, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's not an incorrect listing. So this wheel is straight, as you can see. This wheel is turned significantly to the right, and the axle has been ripped out. And upon further inspection, I did not see this when I was looking at it a minute ago. Look at this fender right here. This thing's got one hell of a gap up here, and then an overlapping gap down here. Now, I'm not sure what happened here, but it looks like the front end really hit something hard, bottomed out on something. That's interesting. That's real interesting, because I don't see anything. It looks like there's anything wrong with it, aside from this rim took a hard hit, real hard hit. So we know that the tie rod is broken. That's why this wheel is turned out like this. There is your CV axle on the ground right there, and I can't see what's on this camera, so I'm kind of relying on the screen here to tell me exactly what's going on. But I'm assuming the tie rod has been just completely broken. I can see the tie rod back there. It's completely bent. Maybe you can see it through there, maybe not. Bear with me, guys. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, bent tie rod. Real bad bent tie rod. And the CV axle's pulled straight out of the tranny, which is good. It's actually good. That means we could make it run and drive again, most likely, by just putting a new CV axle on. But this door doesn't even open. You see it's catching right here, and I didn't do this. It's already bent right there. So what happened, I see exactly what happened now. The tire hit the fender down here, and it bent the living hell out of the fender. So this fender could probably be straightened out enough to use it, or you may just need to replace it. But it doesn't look like it's anything significant. 2013, 35,000 miles. You need a rim, you need a fender, and you need a CV axle, a tie rod or two, a good alignment, and I think this car will be right back on the road, and a battery. I think this car will go right back on the road. This is a good one, folks. Now, of course, opinions vary. I'm not going to screw that. The bumper is a little tore up too. Like I said, none of the rest of the stuff is anything I'd worry about. I mean, it's going to be a cheap car to flip and sell. Somebody get some good use out of it. It's definitely a nice little car. I like it. Comment below. Tell me what you think about the 2013 Ford Focus. Decent little car. All right, here's a little bit of carnage for you guys. The 2013 Jeep Wrangler. And it literally just took the body on the front straight up off the frame. Core support and all, man. Took it all right up off the frame here. Look at that. I don't know if that smell is coming from this, but something smells real bad over here. Broken windshield. What the hell is that smell? It smells like, I don't know what it smells like. Oh man. Let's take a look inside. I'm suspicious. Ooh. Oh, it's this. What is that smell? My God. Okay. I'm not going to spend much time looking at that. Oh God, it's wow. You know what that smells like? It smells like stink bait. That smells like stink bait. I think there is some stink bait in this truck somewhere. I know that smell. I don't see any. Oh man. Okay. We're done with this one. Let's move on to something that don't smell so bad. Here's a 2016 Ford Fiesta. It's a no start, and off the bat I think I probably know why. Alright, so the car doesn't look too bad. It's definitely not in great shape at all. The interior is filthy. I mean, it's just really dirty, especially for being such a new car. It's really sad. I hate seeing that. But you know what? The car is a workhorse. But I'm thinking it doesn't run probably got something to do with this, right? That's what I'm thinking. So it looks like it practically took off the a good chunk of the front end. So I'm assuming we got... No. I thought it'd have a busted oil pan or something. And it doesn't. Let's climb under here. There's no oil leaking. CV axle looks good. Tie rods look good. Suspension looks solid. Oil pan's not busted. Tranny pan doesn't look busted. Core support's totally gone down here. But it would still run without that. You don't need the core support for it to run. It tweaked the radiator and the condenser, so it might not have any coolant in it. We'll pop the hood real quick. I'm actually going to be, I'm pretty certain that it's going to have coolant. I do. This is one that I think actually does run. It's listed as a no run, and the battery's shot, so we're not going to be able to fire it up, but I would put money on this one running so long as we can check the oil and see that it has oil in it. And I guess if I had bet money that it had coolant, I would have bet wrong. And I would have lost my hide on that. Yeah, okay. Like I said, it needs a core support. This is such a tiny car, man. Tiny. Everything's plastic under here. No big deal on the core support. Yeah, it's got oil. It's in the safe zone. The oil's dark, so obviously somebody hasn't been taking care of it. But we knew that when we looked at it. Yeah, there is no reason that I can see why this car would not run. And it's another one where it's going to need a few minor things. You know, the core support and the condenser most likely, and the radiator and the front bumper. Oh, I didn't get that in the right place. And then yeah, this thing would be fine. This car would be fine. It's an easy fix, but also it's a pretty cheap car. We'll check the sticker for the oil change just to try to get some sort of an idea of what the mileage might be on it. Service mileage 822 of 18 was 38,212. It was due again at 41,212. So we know in August, at the end of August, it had just at 38,000 miles. So the end of August, it had 38,000 miles, and it was picked up in December. So it probably has, I would say, 42 to 45,000 miles on it. That's really low miles. The interior is completely cleanable. The body does not look bad. It really doesn't. You go find yourself a silver bumper to replace the broken bumper on it. The tires are decent as well. Doesn't need headlights, so find yourself a silver bumper, a core support, radiator, and a condenser. Put it back together. This car's a driver all day long, man. All day long. Here's a 2018 Jeep Compass. And I think I see why it's a total loss. At first I was looking, I was like, well, it's not so bad. Looks like the fender apron is okay. There's a little bit of mangled metal here and there that can be replaced easily. Frame rails look straight. But you get over here and you see the damage. You see, number one, the suspension is just shot. It's all been thrown into the fender here. The fender's been thrown into the door. The door's shot. The door's overlapping the back door. The top's not lined up. I guarantee you there's A-pillar damage here. And that is where things start getting expensive, man. Having to cut and weld in a new A-pillar, and then the suspension damage, painting the bodywork for the rest of it. Only 12,000 miles on the clock on this, man. This thing's brand new. Brand spanking new. Well, to me anyway. Jeep Compass Trailhawk. It's a nice looking Jeep. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think I liked the Jeep Compass, but as it turns out, I think I do. We're not gonna be able to open that door, obviously, because it's all taped shut. But it's got Beats. Used to be Beats by Dre. I guess they don't call it that anymore, huh? I'm probably behind the times here a little bit. This is nice. This really is. I like this. I really like this. It could definitely be fixed. I know Mike over there, Weird Beard, he could handle this. He put this thing back together in no time. Here's one that's pretty easy, man. It's a 2014 Chevy Spark, and there's no rebuilding involved. And yet it's a total loss. No rebuilding involved. Did I mention there's no work to do? Nothing. Tires look brand diddly dang new. Remember Flanders? Remember Flanders from The Simpsons? My fiance, if you can see, she give me the worst look in the world right now. Oh boy, here we go. All kinds of bumper stickers here. Huh. All right. 58,000 miles. A low mileage car. Not a huge fan of the Chevy Spark, if I'm completely honest. This is going to be a run and drive. There's no reason it shouldn't run and drive just fine. It's got a very, very interesting smell. It doesn't smell like smoke or anything. I don't know what that smells like, to be honest with you. I think this person voted.
A truck with an available touchscreen that stretches and...
All right. We got a little touchscreen. We got a little bitty steering wheel. I bet this thing gets amazing gas mileage, doesn't it? 32 miles a gallon. I guess that's all right. It's not bad. Oh, I could see myself in this. Yeah, not too bad. I'm sure the AC works. In fact, I'm sure everything works. I heard the compressor kick on. Yeah, AC's getting cold. I figured as much. I'm sure this window works. Yep, it works. All right. Shut her down. Hibdon's Tire Plus. Replace the oil. Change the oil is what I should have said, but... So, what do you guys think's wrong with this? Before I tell you, I've shown you around the car. What do you think's wrong with it? Why do you think this car is a salvage? Run and drive. There's no body damage, not wrecked. The interior's not messed up. Well, it looks fine under here, and since the oil was recently changed, I don't even need to check it. Everything looks good. This is a solid car. Depending on what it goes for, of course. Some of these cars will surprise you. You wouldn't think they'd go for that much, and you find out they're going for a ridiculous amount. Well, because this car is silver, you really can't see what's wrong with it. These bright colors really, really help when it comes to hail damage. This is a hail salvaged car. I don't even know if I can get it on camera for you guys, to be honest with you. There are hail dings. There's one right there. Yeah, I think you can see it right there. There are hail dings all over it. Thing's loaded with hail dings, and it's dirty, which makes it a little more dull. You take this thing and wash it, better yet, put a wax on it, and it'd be much harder to see the hail damage. But can you see at this angle, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if you can see, but this thing is just riddled with hail damage all over, whole thing, top. But that's fine. Someone will still buy this car. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it still cleans up nice, and it's one of those things where you have to get up on the car to even see the hail damage. So I've sold plenty of cars with hail damage. You know, you take a little bit off the price for the inconvenience of having a car that has some dings in it, but otherwise it'll sell all day long. This car will sell all day long. It's all about how much it sells for to determine whether it's worth even investing in or not. So again, it's something we just got to keep our eyes on. Here we have a 2002 Volkswagen EuroVan. I've had a lot of you before tell me to buy one of these. Like, you guys really wanted me in the past to buy these. What I like about this one is this is over here with the CTS cars. I actually like CTS. That's Copart Dealer Services. This is where a lot of dealers bring cars that they just wouldn't sell on their lot. You know, sometimes they get trade-ins at, you know, nice dealerships, and these just aren't things that they want on their lot, and they send them up here and put them up for sale. You know, other times they're cars that have things wrong with them. You know, you kind of never know, kind of a mixed bag, but I've had pretty good luck with Copart Dealer Service vehicles, so I'm not too afraid of buying something from here. 128,000 miles, and I've looked at these before, and boy, it's a heavy door. My God, that is a heavy door. And it looks like we got power. This might be one we can actually fire up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She runs. She's a runner. She's a mover and a groover. It actually runs really well. The interior looks very well kept. It's very clean. Put it in reverse, goes right into gear, and goes backward. Goes right into drive, and it goes forward. That's all I need. So we got backward and forward. What's it beeping about? Do we have air conditioning? Oh, we got heated seats too? Oh man, they're doing it right over here. Let's see if we got AC. Is there an AC button or no? Yeah, I heard the compressor. All right. Yeah, AC's cold. Well, that's nice and cold. Man. Oh, I like that. Turn it off. All right. What is that damn beep? Does the window work? It does. So we've got air conditioning, working window, and let's be realistic, guys. This thing's got a great interior for a Volkswagen. It really does. These things, VWs, just they don't age well on the inside or the outside. This thing is actually in great shape. Man, Listen to how quiet it is. Now, unfortunately, these shocks on the hood are no good, but oh, man, this thing is just purring like a kitten, man. Perfectly quiet. Get it? Purr. All right, let's take a look. See if we got any leaks. It's got a big cover under it. And I don't see anything leaking. I'm Mike Tyson. I don't see anything leaking. I don't. The tires are in excellent shape. I'm not sure there's a market for this. I don't know. I've had several people tell me that these things are hot. They'll sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. I just don't know. This isn't my cup of tea, really. But it's in beautiful condition. It really is. It really is. Looks like this top opens or the top extends. I don't really know. It's an interesting vehicle. I'll give it that. Very interesting vehicle. Oh, look at that. It works. Oh, this folds out into a bed. Oh. Ooh, I better wash my hands, man. You know what's been going on in here. We got lots of, looks like lots of extra parts to go with it. Somebody's collected. It's pretty nice. I don't know what's going on with this top though. It looks like it extends. It's got a weather strip seal on it. So I mean, it almost looks like the top is designed to go up. Like to give you more room on the interior or something. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not going to screw with it as much as I want to. I want to do this and pull on things and see what happens, but we're not going to. It runs great. It's quiet. I don't think I'm interested in it, but I thought you guys might be, so I decided to throw it on the video for you. Strip caulk comes with it too. This is really clean, man. This is nice. I'm not sure I would ever drive it, but yeah, this thing's in exceptional condition. Here's a 2011 Chevy Cruise Eco. It's basically my car, but this one's got 167,000 miles on the clock. I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't seen too many Chevy Cruises that have more miles than mine. So, mad props and respect to this car. It seems like some of the Chevy Cruises last forever. They're reliable, solid cars, and then other ones, apparently, they just fall apart. This one's in pretty good shape. Aside from the front end, I haven't seen the interior yet. I don't know if any bags are blown. Since it's the Eco, I'm assuming it's not the diesel. My hood looks just like this. It's got the same damage. Basically, to me, unless there's something going on underneath it, it looks like it needs a bumper, a headlight, a hood, and a grille. Kind of hard for me to believe they totaled it over that. The tires look good, although they're low on air. Oh, it's a stick. Oh. What's going on with the seatbelt? Oh, I guess the pretensioner blew, or I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, I love this interior, man. I like this. A stick shift. I wasn't aware, I guess, that they made these in a stick. Oh, come on. That's just my luck, man. Yeah, that is a doornail. Man, the shifter feels very solid. David Stanley Chevrolet oil change, so it's been serviced by the dealer. That's probably why it's in such good shape. That's probably why it's not blown up and it's driving around with 167,000 miles on the clock. Someone took good care of it. Man, ain't even an oil leak under here. The coolant's full, which is unusual for a Chevy Cruise. They're known to leak coolant from multiple places. This looks like a real easy fix. The crash bar looks like it's all right too. Like it literally looks like a bumper and a headlight and a hood. Really? You got this little turbo 1.4 with a stick shift behind it. That's gonna be a fun car to drive, man. Yeah. So the Cruise is known for leaking. That fell off the hood. We'll leave it there. They're known for leaking around the thermostat housing, which is hidden. behind this charge pipe right here. They're also known for leaking from this overflow reservoir. They'll split and they'll leak. They're also known for leaking coolant at the water pump over here. They're known for having blown PCV systems, which requires complete replacement of the valve cover. They're also known for these actuators, the intake and exhaust cam actuators for the variable valve timing. They're known to leak oil pretty good there. This one's not really leaking anything anywhere. 167,000 miles. Solid car, man. It looks great. Looks great. This is one I would be interested in just because it's an eco stick shift. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Other than that, though, I don't think there's really much reason to buy it other than just to drive one that's a stick. Not really a good reason to buy a car. We got an 06 Jetta here. This may be the last one. There's two more. We don't know where they're at. So this one is actually a bite now for $1,300. It's listed as a run and drive, but it was also listed as mechanical damage. So you don't really know what that means. Is it an automatic? Yeah, it's an automatic. So just because it goes forward and backward doesn't mean it has all its gears. It's kind of close quarters here. So we got some damage to this door back here. Honestly, no big deal. The back end looks pretty good. This side looks pretty good, aside from the pink brakes. The rims are actually tasteful. I actually kind of like those rims. It looks like it may have hit something right here, so may need to take a look underneath, see what's going on with that. 131,000 miles on the clock. Let's see if we can get it started, or the battery is going to be dead, just like with everything else. It's, yeah, dead as a doornail. Man. Well, the interior doesn't look too bad. It doesn't smell bad. Actually smells pretty good. Here's the interior. It's got that plaid color seating. It's not too shabby. Take a look under the hood and see what we see. Hopefully that doesn't fall on me. Okay, starting out, we got coolant. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the coolant's good. Turbo FSI. The oil is pretty dark. That's pretty dark, but like it or not, the oil is full. And I'm betting we don't have a trans dipstick on this, do we? Nah, it's too new. Too new. We do not have a trans dipstick. That sucks. I would really like to have a look at the transmission fluid. All right, well, it is what it is. It's listed as a run and drive, so you assume it's going to start. I mean, just because it starts doesn't mean it's not got a rod knocking either. So let's see if we can get you guys under. We can't, because there's a cover under here. But I can tell you this, it doesn't look like anything's leaking under it anyway. So it's really as far as we can go with it. GLI, it looks like everything's fine. Whatever's going on with that bumper's just cosmetic. Doesn't look like it hit anything. I don't know, 1,300, that's not too bad. What do you guys think? Yeah, comment below. I actually kind of like this car. But I got a hunch, just a feeling, because it's a run and drive with mechanical damage, I got a hunch it's going to be a bad transmission. $1,300, $1,350 plus Copart fees out the door. Yeah, tell me what you think. So I actually had like 1 to 3 more to show you. 2 of them, we don't know if we can find them or not, but the battery on the GoPro's dead. This is like battery number 2. I brought 2 of them with me, and I managed to kill both of them at this point. So I guess I'm going to have to get out of here, and maybe I need to invest in some new batteries. Anyway, I know this video is probably going to be shorter than before. Some of you may like that. Some of you are going to hate it. Some of you got used to getting your popcorn out. Hey, I appreciate those of you that don't mind sitting here and watching an hour and a half video. Hey, I do the best I can with what I got every week. I don't pick the cars that Copart has up for sale, but I want to thank all of you for joining me. Because of you, this is all possible, and I can't thank you enough. I truly appreciate all of you for allowing me to do this. It's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give the video a big thumbs up. And also, if you're not following me on Instagram, please do. I know I said that earlier, but it's Auto Auction Rebuilds on Instagram. Pretty easy. Go over there, follow me. I'd certainly appreciate that as well. I'm going to get out of here. Tomorrow's auction day. A lot of stuff going on today, guys. It's kind of an exciting day, and tomorrow hopefully will be more exciting. Comment away. Feel free. Leave me a comment below. I'll do my best to read all of them. Stay safe out there, everybody. I will catch you all very, very soon in the next one.